Hi, I'm Deb Johnson with Our Time to Quilt. I am here today at the beautiful rolling countryside of Galax, Virginia, at the Stories in the Stitch. And this is held at the Mathews Living History Farm every September, sponsored by the Art Council. And you can come and see beautiful quilts, farm animals, listen to beautiful live music, vendors, food. Is just a lovely way to spend the day. And I think we have some wonderful quilts to show you today. I was honored to judge such beautiful work. So come along with me in this beautiful sunshine and let's take a good look at these lovely, lovely quilts. I would like to take you around and show you these beautiful quilts before my camera battery dies. But don't worry, Mark did a great job of photographing almost every quilt here. This first one is called Hole in the Barn Door. There's Ashley's prize winner. This hole in the barn door was made by a grandmother for a great-grandson who said it probably would be her last big one due to failing eyesight. I think that her eyes were just wonderful, and it's a beautiful quilt. Isn't that lovely? Now here is Ashley's, and I judge this one best in show. She did all of that piecing in the kaleidoscope by hand, and I could not find a mistake anywhere. Look at this quilting. Her husband said he bought her mid-arm quilt frame for Christmas. Can you believe this is a new quilter? I can't. Beautiful work. Okay, so we're walking down, looking at the corn. There's horses out in that field. This is just a beautiful place. And here is a wonderful t-shirt quilt made by a woman with her collection of t-shirts that she's had for quite a while. She said she enjoyed good memories while putting all these together. And I think she did a wonderful job with getting nice, smooth t-shirt blocks. Look at this quilt. This wonderful New York beauty is made from fabrics from a trip to Thailand. Just lovely. Just lovely. Next to it is a quilt for Quilts of Valor for soldiers who have either had a dog that helped them get through the battle or met a dog overseas that helped them. I thought that was a lovely, lovely story. Isn't that nice? What a nice job of love for Quilts of Valor. So then next to this is a quilt about music. The woman collected fabrics that related to music, and this fabric also was a winner. It won Best Story because it is going to be donated to cystic fibrosis in honor of twin boys who are now in their 30s. This should raise good money for a very good cause. Here's a Jenny Beyer, and I love the curved quilting on this very geometric quilt. Nice job. I enjoyed this quilt. It's a nostalgic look to it with still a modern flair. Very nice job on that. And here is a Bonnie Hunter. You can see a Bonnie Hunter pattern from a mile away. This quilter did a wonderful job with a myriad of tiny pieces. Good work. This is where my camera died, but luckily Mark took photos. Let's go see them. This is the quilt that I judged as best in show. And look at the stitching. This is all hand-pieced, and I could not find a mistake on this quilt. The seams aligned beautifully. The colors interplayed beautifully. It was very striking, and the quilting was amazing. It's hard to believe she was given her mid-arm quilting frame just for Christmas. She has come a long way and has a lot to offer the quilting world. Absolutely beautiful. This quilt just caught your eye from beginning through end. This is the second place quilt that I judged. Just very striking, beautiful work. This is the quilt I judged in third place. Except for a couple missed seams, this was right in contention for best. This is that t-shirt quilt again. Very enjoyable. I love seeing quilts that mean something to people. It was a lovely day to be out at a farm and enjoying beautiful work of many talented quilters. It was interesting to see two interpretations of the butterfly quilt. Judging is not easy, but when you look at two quilts of similar value, you have to go with which one catches your eye, which one's more striking, draws you in. And that's subjective, but you also look for workmanship. And it doesn't take much to give one a slight edge over the others. And the setting, sometimes a simple but striking setting, can really make the difference. Let the piece speak for itself, and sometimes knowing when to stop. There's another Bonnie Hunter. Beautiful colors in that quilt. There is a very nice and muted tree of life in the very corner, and then a quilt that was just fun and made me laugh, the Sugar Skulls quilt. Really cute. This is a very eye-catching quilt, and I saw a lot of people drawn to it. The one thing about this, it had gorgeous, gorgeous quilting that really it elevated the design of the quilt. It's hard to judge this, though, against piece designs because this is a pre-printed panel, but it was a beautiful quilt nonetheless. Don't you just love a red and white quilt? This sampler quilt had plenty to enjoy, and I noticed a lot of the viewers enjoyed this quilt. The quilt beside it is an antique quilt, and it was a joy to behold. It had hand applique and all hand quilted. It is so nice to see a treasure like this. And this is the quilt that I judged third best in show. I love that it has fairy frost as its background, gives it a shimmer. There was a lot of piecing, beautiful choice of fabrics, bold choice of colors, very enjoyable, plenty of areas for your eye to rest. Only a couple seams and a couple few little things kept it from being the very top of the heap. The viewers gave it their top award. Great job. Hi, we're today at Stories of the Stitch, a quilt show in Galax, Virginia that I judged today, and I found out who my first and second prize winner was, and I've met her. Her name is
Ashley Reeves.
Ashley Reeves, and she's from Fancy Gap, if any of you know where the pottery is in Fancy Gap. And pay attention to this woman. This is a name that you're going to see a lot of in the future. Very talented. And how did you get started quilting?
I actually wanted to make a rag quilt.
Wow.
So my grandmother gave me a sewing machine and it just went from there.
Well, she's got a lot of talent. I was so impressed with her quilting and her immaculate hand piecing. So I will be showing you a couple of her quilts. It was so nice to meet you. And if you live in this area of Virginia and North Carolina and you want a quilter, she's an heirloom quality quilter, and she didn't even know it, but she is. It was nice to meet you, Ashley.
Too.